In life, if you take it just one step at a time, you can get there. Here are the few simple steps that I used when I was first beginning to get over imposter syndrome as a speaker. Hey, welcome to Love on Stage. I'm Magogodi. If you're ready to make sales and spark action when you speak, this is your place. I've helped dozens of leaders choose courage over comfort by speaking with confidence and love, especially in tough conversations. Because listen, public speaking isn't just a thing that you do on stage. It's what you do every time you deliver a work presentation, when you interview for that plump job you deserve, when you negotiate your salary, and every time you sweat bullets during a big pitch. That's all public speaking. It's time to level up your storytelling because your story matters. So, you ready to speak like a boss? Let's get into your most powerful story. One of the most powerful things that I've learned about speaking, and this is speaking both to audiences in places like University of Hong Kong or Georgetown University, or at a really prestigious place like the BBC. Everybody else is just as fucking shit scared about coming across as perfect, coming across as smart, and the things that they're saying connecting with their audience and the person on the other side. So one of the most effective things that you can do to overcome imposter syndrome is not actually taking a roster of all of your achievements, because guess what? That voice will always tell you that it's not enough. One of the most effective things that you can do is to connect with other human beings, other people, especially folks who you admire, who've done the thing that you see as, wow, how do you get that? Like, how do you accomplish that? If that thing for you is public speaking, or quite frankly, anything else, let's say you have a 9 to 5 and there's folks who are higher up in your organization who you really admire. And whenever you're in meetings, you love the way that this person sounds and you would like to sound a little bit smarter, maybe inspired by them. Take that person out to coffee and have a conversation. Don't ask them awkwardly, like, do you also suffer from imposter syndrome? But over time and building a relationship with them, you will come to understand that this person who you see as completely flawless, as having already accomplished all of the things that you think will make you free of imposter syndrome, that person is struggling just like you with all of the questions that you are, maybe in a different way. But I found this so humbling and helpful in my life, specifically as a writer, getting to know other writers who are far ahead of me in the game of working on books and being bestsellers and, you know, the kinds of things that writers do. Getting to know those people, like, you know, after the fancy book talk, going out for drinks and learning about their insecurities over drinks, which sound a lot like some of the insecurities that I have over my writing or over storytelling. That's been a game changer for me because it's helped me understand that the work is not fretting about, oh my goodness, how do I sound? Oh my goodness, am I showing up consistently or enough in this particular way that I'm being seen? The work is actually about getting the work done, waking up every single morning if 5 a.m. is your practice, and getting the hours in that everybody is going through the same struggles as a writer or as a storyteller. For me, that's been a game changer, and I highly recommend that for you too. Connect with people who are further along from you and who already have the thing that you think you need to accomplish in order to have less imposter syndrome. And trust me, they're going to do a brilliant job disabusing you of all the ways in which imposter syndrome never really goes away. It's just something that you learn to live with and to not let it be the biggest voice in your head. Another thing about imposter syndrome that I found really effective is giving myself permission. Like, who do I think I am? I am she. I am this gorgeous creature that my God has created and my ancestors are living through as the best embodiment of themselves. So being really honest about your story and where you come from, what your folks have had to overcome. Maybe they didn't have to overcome anything, I don't know. But for me, it is so powerful when I remember that my grandmothers and my great-great-grandmothers, people who, oh my God, it humbles me just to bring their names into any room, because these women, these men, they faced down every fucking kind of wilderness in order to see me to this moment. And they're here right now. They're touching me and listening in on this video and cheering me on. Whenever I do feel serious imposter syndrome and I can feel those hands laid here at my shoulder, I relax a little bit more and I remember whose I am and what my purpose on earth is. It's so much bigger than how do I look in this specific moment. Although, girl, let me tell you, my ancestors would be the first to let you know that matters too, okay? So that's something really powerful. You need to go to the source of what made you and what makes you and what animates you. Connect with that, because 9 times out of 10, that will make you feel so much more powerful and bigger than any imposter syndrome. And the last tip I will share about imposter syndrome is a word on perfectionism. Perfectionism is, oh my God, perfectionism is an ugly, ugly, ugly beast. The most important question I can ask you on this video is just tell me this. When was the last day you did anything perfectly? When have you ever woken up? Just tell me, like, okay, on such and such a date, I woke up and I was completely perfect for the entire day. This isn't a watch, but I'm just waiting to hear I'm just waiting for you to go through your calendar. Oh, you're still scrolling through your phone? Oh, you've never had a day when you were completely perfect. Oh, because that's an impossible thing. Ah, okay, all right. So let me get this. We suffer from imposter syndrome because we want to be completely perfect, and yet we have never had a day in our lives when we've been anything other than imperfect. Make it make sense to me, because it doesn't. And that is the game that imposter syndrome constantly plays on your mind, especially when it is deep cousins with this thing that is called perfectionism. So what I want you to do whenever perfectionism kicks in is to begin to get really curious about experimentation and play. Become friends with play. Be closer cousins with play. Can you play in this moment? Can you fail forward? Can you ask yourself how much you can fail on your ass in public? Can that be the thing that excites you more than being perfect? Because you've never been perfect a day in your life. So let's just put that in the trash can where it belongs. And let's focus instead on what's true. You're learning in real time and you're failing because you are trying so hard to play so hard, okay? It's not failure, it's failing forward. So those kinds of like little reframes for me have been really powerful, but it's also that way of showing up this is a little bit more about play, and I don't have to have everything perfect when I'm playing. So favoring and being more interested in showing up in your play space. Remember, you when you were 3 years old, you weren't concerned about being perfect all the time when you were playing. Can you be in that kind of mind state when you're trying something new or trying something that's hard, as opposed to being hard on yourself because you're not perfect? All right, I hope these tips are helpful to you as you get started in your speaking world career on stage, or maybe it's just something that will be helpful for you as you negotiate your next huge zero at the end of your paycheck, because public speaking isn't something that we do only on stage or in the camera. It's an everyday skill, and how we communicate is so powerful. Do me a favor, if this was useful, hit subscribe and make sure you leave a comment that lets me know exactly what kind of question you'd like me to tackle in my next video. I will be here next week, Wednesday. Next week, Thursday! I will be here next week, Thursday. I am so delighted to be here with you. Was that useful? You want to go even deeper? I'd love to support you. My coaching program can help you make money and spark action whenever you speak with intention. Book time to chat using the link in the description box below. Also, leave a comment if this video offered something you needed to hear today, or if you have a question you want me to unpack in next week's episode. Fresh episodes drop every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Hit subscribe to get a notification so you never miss a beat. Thank you so much for being here. I want you to know that your story matters. And I'm here to help you stand out from the stage to the page.